Yes, everybody. Hope you're doing fantastically well. It's Connor here, and we are back with the Rumour Mill a little bit later than normal, but it's my day off work, and I fancied a trip out to the coast. Where's your favourite coastal trip? Don't mind Fraserthorpe, quite like Whitby, but today, everybody, I've been to Sands End and Runswick Bay. Make sure you check it out. Absolutely beautiful places. So I chilled out, didn't get up at 8 a.m. and do a video, so I apologise for that. But can I leave you for a full 24 hours? Of course I can. I'm back here with another Rumour Mill. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're happy and smiling. And of course, healthy. We're back in the building. We've got a few things to go over today. The merry-go-round that is Leeds United continues to deliver, not with transfer news. No. Well, a little bit of transfer news we're going to get into, but so many talking points. So, guys, if you haven't already, make sure you slap a like on the video. If you're not subscribed to the channel, what are you doing? And make sure you get your thoughts in the section below. Connor says, Jacob Smith. Louis come in and says, find anyone to start up front for us, Connor. I'll go up front. For a packet of lemon sherbets. How about that? Evening, Connor says, Andrew Ferguson. Bridlington, bro. Good shout. I'm still a big fan of Whitby, though. Brighton away. Yeah, well, I'm a northern boy, Joe. I'm a northern boy. Can't be getting down there. Macajee in the house. Dale S in the house. Let's get on with it, everybody. Keep smiling anyway. Don't be too down about the news that's going on with Leeds at the minute. It really will. It'll eat you up. But anyway, what is going on? Connor, what's going on in the Leeds United sphere, the Twitter sphere, the News Now sphere, the everything sphere? Well, I'll bring something to you. Okay, everybody was flocking to Graham Smith's tweet the other day. Why were they flocking there? Because apparently Leeds United are progressing. Yes, they are progressing with transfer activity. Multiple Leeds United fans thought it was to do with Rafinha's contract. They thought it was to do with Forshaw. They thought this was a smokescreen from Graham Smith, but it seems to be legit, based on absolutely nothing, but he wasn't referencing Adam Forshaw or Rafinha there, which is positive. You know, Graham might know something. It's become a little bit different over the past 2 or 3 years for me, or maybe 1 or 2 years, that the sort of Leeds United journalists are able to get the in the scoop stuff. You know, I do feel that they're maybe giving stuff a little bit later than maybe the sources on the continent, but there you go. Apparently Leeds are progressing according to Graham Smith. Do I believe that Leeds are progressing? I think that they're looking at things. I think they're trying to be opportunistic. We've spoken about that on the channel. I'm still very transparent with that. My opinion hasn't changed. I think Leeds are trying. I do believe that. Are things progressing? What does that mean? It's very vague, isn't it? You know, things are progressing. It could mean absolutely anything. You know, maybe Victor Orta's his spreadsheet has elaborated a little bit more. Maybe Bielsa's found a new player that is identified that the board need to go and have a look at. Maybe Leeds are interested in a few. You know, I'm interested in buying I don't know, some Leeds United training wear, but I can't afford it. So, you know, there's many things that I'm interested in. But yeah, it's that finalization that needs to be done in this window for me. You saw my video, guys, 11,000 views yesterday. Thank you so much. You know, my thoughts on it. Leeds have to get business done in this window. Simply have to. It's not about sort of wanting players. It's about needing players. And that's the big difference. And any new signings should be at least able to pass a fitness test, at least. Yeah, 100%. We'll get onto that as well. We're going to touch on Cody Drameh as well. There's a lot of people talking about that. All injuries, aren't we? Campbell moving to Leicester, says Gweel. Hi, love the videos. Thanks, Christopher. Really appreciate that. Slap some positivity into me, Conroy. Go to the beach, Ollie. I'm telling you, mate. Go to the beach. It just makes you a little bit fresher in the old brain, mate. Honestly, it does. Get to the beach. You know, play some golf. You know, some people like golf, bowling. I don't know, just do something like that. But yeah, so yeah, it's interesting, isn't it, to see if Leeds are actually progressing with signing. There's a lot of different caveats to that, in my personal opinion. Now, what else has been coming out today? Well, we've heard apparently, according to Football Insider, the trusty Football Insider, that worrying claim has emerged. And obviously, listen, there's a lot of links at the minute to do with why Leeds aren't doing any transfer activity, and this is one that has perked a lot of Leeds United ears today on the old rumour sphere. According to Football Insider, a Leeds source has informed them that the Whites will only be able to make loan signings in January due to financial fair play constraints. The message has been made clear by club chiefs to Bielsa, who must now weigh up whether or not he is happy to bring in players on a temporary basis until the end of the season. You know, is that a problem for Leeds, as I've got at the end there? And for me, no, not really. I mean, listen, we're talking ultimately about Leeds United going out and getting signings for the long term, but I don't mind a loan signing. You know, loan signings have worked well for us in the past. The classic example being Ben White, who essentially helped us get promoted. Pablo Hernandez, another loan to permanent signing, which was absolutely mesmeric in terms of caliber and longevity. So, is a loan a bad move? Not at all. You know, as a caster example, would you mind Jesse Lingard coming from Manchester United to Leeds United in a central attacking midfield role for a loan until the end of the season? Maybe something to happen, an obligation, or, you know, a sort of Leeds being enabled to do something at the end of the season with him. I wouldn't mind that at all. That's fine. Listen, if we are in the constraints of FFP, I don't think we are, in my personal opinion. But if we are, you know, I'm not a financial guru. If we are, then that's fine. Loan signings are absolutely okay with me. You know, Cage's mentioned Mainsley Niles before. I think that was a fantastic shout in terms of versatility. We've said about Jesse Lingard before on the channel several times. He's there to be got. He wants to leave. There's rumours about West Ham United, of course there is, but why can't Leeds throw in the hat? There is loan signings to be done in this division. We all know that. So that is not a problem for me. I'm fascinated to get your guys' thoughts. Agree, Connor says gamer guy. Ethan, thanks for coming on. Gil, again, Jack Harrison was alone. 100%. There's definitely players out there that can be investigated 100%. What happened to the Monday night debrief? Yeah, we don't do it after FA Cup games, guys, because none of us, well, Brownie is, I think, but me and KG, 2/3 of the panel aren't interested in the FA Cup. So I don't want to sit here for an hour and talk about Leeds losing to West Ham in the FA Cup, because I'm only focused on the league, and I think Cage is of a similar mindset. So we will be back on the debrief next week when Leeds United play West Ham in the league. But yeah, Akan Fenway join Leeds. Tom Bennett's in here. You think if they're willing to let players leave, they must be. Yeah, and we'll get onto this, mate. Of course, we're going to get into the Cody Drameh stuff. Loan to buy is good, says Andrew Ferguson. See if they're any good, then buy if we want them. It's exactly what we did with Pablo Hernandez. Some people thought he was over the hill. He wasn't over the hill. We signed him on a permanent. Guys, unbelievably, there is 450 of you here. Please, can I get 450 likes? That would be incredible. Really appreciate your stuff. If you're here and you're brand new to the channel, hello, welcome. Leeds United are interested in a new striker. What are your thoughts, guys? Are you thinking a top-of-the-range striker, like a top-of-the-range Range Rover? Or are we thinking of a sort of basic striker, a Fiat Punto, if you will? It's more towards a Fiat Punto, guys. And I know this because my Italian team is Lazio, and this guy just has barely featured at all. And I'm not the yardstick on Italian football, but I do watch a lot of Italian football. I love Italian football since I've been yay high. Yeah, Leeds United have been linked to a Lazio striker. Who is it? Ciro Immobile? It's not. It's not at all. It's Vidat Mariki. Now, Vidat Mariki was actually signed for a substantial fee by Lazio early on. I believe it was a couple of years ago now. Vidat Mariki was signed by Lazio from Fenerbahce for, I think it was around about, from memory, from about 15 to 18 million, rising up. It's about 6'4", Kosovian, sorry, and he's done really well for his national side. I think he's bagged absolutely. I think I can't remember the exact stats of how many goals he's got for Kosovo, but he's got a massive amount, and that sort of drove his move really. But for Lazio, it's never really happened. When I've seen him play for Lazio, and it's only really been in the Europa League this year. I think he came on against Marseille from memory. As I say, they are my second team, Lazio. He came on. He's not a presser. He's massive. He's about 6'4". He's not a goal getter at all. And a lot of people will say, well, he's not been given the opportunity he has 100% by Inzaghi. He's had 48 appearances from memory, scored 2 goals, 2 assists. And I think this one is an agent thing. He needs to get a move, and his agent is in the ear of the press and saying, look, go tout Leeds out because Leeds need a striker. Another really intelligent agent move. It gets trending because Leeds are a massive club. It gets a lot of clicks, and there you go. And that is it. He is not anyone who would fit the system. It would take him about 8 years to get used to the system, and ultimately, he's not a pressy player. And yeah, it follows an Edgar Chani sort of link. I saw that in the chat earlier on, the Albanian Edgar Chani, who we never saw at Leeds. But that pretty much is Mariki. It's how he moves, it's how he plays, his style. And there's not been enough of him at Lazio, and I think there's been a reason behind that. But yeah, I would be stunned if Leeds were to do that, to be honest. There's a lot of people talking about who they so 6'4" Rodrigo. Yeah, I guess you could go on that. Mike's in from New Zealand. Hi, mate. Maya last season, 1 goal, 7 games, and 20 sub appearances. Yeah, trust me, mate. He's not. Yeah, not for me. Not for me. When I saw Lazio striker, I love Ciro Immobile. Absolutely love him. But yeah, not this guy, unfortunately. This guy is a bike with one wheel. He might do it somewhere else. White Peacock Andy. Yeah, for Kosovo, as I said earlier, he's got a great record, but for Lazio in his time there, it's been bleak. So yeah, I think that one is a little bit exaggerated, very, very agent-like. So make sure, you maybe stave off that one, I would say. Okay. David Anderson of the Mirror. Now, guys, I'll be transparent with you. I'd heard this about a couple of weeks ago, and I just wanted to see how it transpired, and it seems to have transpired. David Anderson of the Mirror, of course. Leeds have decided to let Cody Drameh join Cardiff on loan for the rest of the season. Initially, they were reluctant. Wonder why? Because they have so many injuries. Oh, yeah. But Bielsa has decided that he has fit enough bodies at right back with Ayling and Dallas. Now, I think this is obviously we've been having a bit of a laugh and a joke, but bringing it back down to earth a little bit. I think this is always my frustration. It seems to be get rid, don't bring in, get rid, don't bring in. Now, we're looking at a likelihood at the minute. We've heard something about Bamford and Rodrigo, which we'll get onto, of course. But still, even outside those two, it is a mass of bodies out for Leeds United, which, listen, I don't understand what it is. I don't understand why this happens. I don't understand why Bielsa's been here and we've been averaging 5 injuries per game since 2018. I don't get that. Listen, this isn't me digging out Bielsa at all in the training regime. The training regime is the reason that excellent training regime is the way it is the reason why Leeds are where they are. So listen, I'm not digging out that at all, but there is definitely, I've seen a lot of articles on it. I've seen a lot of people question what exactly goes on. I think the YEP did a piece on it as well, but it seems to be there's something that isn't quite right with the Leeds United camp. And it's not just about the small squad. The amount of injuries we get, even if we had a big squad, it would be quite cataclysmic and obvious that there was a bit of an issue there. So I don't know what goes on there, but the amount of injuries we have consistently is a big problem. You know, you look at what the past week, Roberts goes out, you know, Firpo has a concussion, Bamford gets re-injured in training, Gelhardt gets injured in training. It's abnormal. You know, it's abnormal. Some clubs get 4 injuries in 2.5 months. Leeds get 4 injuries in a week. So yeah, getting back to the main topic, obviously we know now about Cody Drameh. Drameh is keen to go out on loan and play regular first team football, which we completely understand in the Championship. The right back is due to have his medical with Cardiff later today. So good or bad decision, guys? I want you to get it in the comment section below exactly what you think. Sujal's here. I guess Orton and Rads will soon have to get their kits on and play left back and CDM. If Dallas gets injured, we've lost 80% of our cover. Yeah, 100%. Dale's in. He says, ask Rads who the new signings are for January. He said Rodrigo and Bamford. It is just a freak. Yeah, I mean, Graham's come in as well and said that it's a bad decision. I think it is because it's just, I mean, the cover, Drameh's been in for cover, hasn't he? And we've had so many problems at the back this season. I think even just in terms of cohesion and partnerships, why would you not keep just a lad who's played, he's featured, yeah, not heavily, just around the place. You know, if Jamie Shackleton was to come back and re-injure himself, which we've seen with Patrick Bamford, we've seen it with Luke Ayling, we've seen it with Liam Cooper, we've seen it with Calvin Phillips over the past couple of years, we've seen it with Rodrigo. There's got to be a contingency plan, right? There's got to be not only a plan B, but a plan C. So even if Jamie Shackleton is back, Jamie Shackleton could then get re-injured. And you guys might say, well, Connor, you're looking at if, buts and maybes, but I'm not. I'm looking at patterns. This consistently keeps happening. 4 injuries in the last week, as I've just said. So I don't understand why you wouldn't keep that strength. I don't understand why you wouldn't keep that depth. I'm not saying it's quality in depth, and that's no slight on Cody Drameh at all, but he's a young lad. But when he's came on, I think he's been all right. I think he's been all right. I don't know why you would let that go. And once again, it's the whole thing again of Dallas. Dallas can fill in. So where's the thought process in 2 players for every position? Because if Cody Drameh is part of the first team, then he's a right back. Okay. Jamie Shackleton naturally is a central midfielder. Okay, so I understand that. You've now got Luke Ayling as a right back, Cody Drameh as a right back. 2 players for every position. Fantastic. But no, we'll let Cody Drameh go, and then we've got a central midfielder who can fill in, and we've got another central midfielder who can fill in. And it's just this live by the sword mentality of we have to have a small squad. And I don't get why. I don't understand why. It baffles me. And once again, you've got a player clearly of a lot of ability there who, you know, is of championship standard. So I feel that he could fill in whenever we need him. And I just don't get it. I don't get it. With the problems that we have at the minute, there is a likelihood that Luke Ayling could get injured. And then Jamie Shackleton could get injured again. And then what happens? You know? And you can't turn around and say, yeah, but that's not going to happen, because it is happening. It's happening all the time. So why would you not keep the depth that you have and then add to the depth that you have? And there's people on the videos who come in and say, well, Connor, if you've got it all figured out, why are you not a manager? It's like, it's just obvious. It just seems obvious to me. Maybe I'm missing something. I don't get it. Maybe it's just, you know, want to see Cody Drameh's development. I can see the flip side of the coin. Of course I can. He wants to play first team football. Maybe he's driven this. But the club ultimately have to say. The club are the final signature. They're the final phone call. It's not all about what Cody Drameh wants. At the end of the day, if Cody Drameh, and I'm not saying this is, by the way, but at the end of the day, if Cody Drameh is featuring in the Premier League against sides like Arsenal, like he has, against sides like Liverpool, like he has, I'm not saying it's the best experience for him, but it's experience at the top level, which will be better for Cody Drameh going forward. And then maybe next season you can look to loan him out. But Leeds are in an injury crisis. A crisis. We've not even touched on Sam Greenwood being injured. You know, that's 5 strikers out at the same time. Alien, unique, ridiculous. So many superlatives can be attached to it, but you have to plan for this, surely. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe I mean, quote unquote. You'll get people coming on here all the time and call me negative because I ask the question. You know, I'm not saying I'm right, but I ask the question, and that's negative. It is what it is. Maybe I'm wrong. And I'm always open to being wrong. A lot of people saying Nketiah and Lingard on loan. Squad morale, Mike says, could be the issue. Players being called to play in a position in front of you if you are the specialist. Yeah, potentially. Simp777, the hierarchy of the club are playing with our Premiership life. I would agree with that. At the minute, I would agree with that. They bring some players in, 100%. And I'm still hearing people coming on here and saying, but Connor, the people, they might have difficulty. Do you realize how tough the January window is? I don't. I mean, I'm not that's not my job. I'm not in recruitment. I don't plan for transfers, but someone is. Someone's a specialist. Someone's involved within this strategy. We saw it on Taker's Home on the Amazon documentary, which is the only insight we've ever really had inside the club. We saw on that documentary that there's always a plan. There's always a plan for 6 months ahead. There's always a plan for a month ahead, which is how a successful business is run. You and me know that. So with the injuries that we'd had up until October, November, I would expect contingency plans to be drawn up, 3 players per position to be drawn up, the players that, the positions that we're struggling in. And then we go and act, because that's what we're told happens at Ellen Road. So this is what I can't get my head round. I can't get my head round how Newcastle can plan for signings, Everton can plan for signings, Watford can plan for signings. But for Leeds, it's a really tough window. So we can't get it done because of the way Bielsa plays and the demands he puts on players. For me, that's rubbish. That's absolute rubbish. You know exactly what Bielsa wants. That actually makes it easier for me. And with the scouting plethora, the network that we have, Victor Orta is so good at his job. We know that. We should have targets ready. And it seems like instead of being proactive, Leeds are going to be reactive. So Cody Drameh goes, Leeds might do something, but it's like for like. I want like for like, then additions on top of that. Am I nuts for asking for that as a fan? Is that completely out of the realm of possibility? Is that negative? Is that stupid? I don't feel it is. I want my club to stay in the Premier League. Stop being reactive. I was saying this 6 months ago. And not only do I want my club to stay in the Premier League, but I want us to build. I want us to build a successful model. And I want us to reinvent ourselves and be in the top 6. That's what I want. It's deluded at the minute. Of course it is, but that's what I want. That's the projection. That's what I've been told by my chairman. So if we are to challenge for the top 6, these windows have to start being manipulated now. Your favourites have to go. And we have to bring in new blood who are going to give us that extra calibre of quality. For me, anyway, it's my opinion. Tony's in. Tony Temper, great name. Why do Leeds fans think we deserve to be in the Prem without any struggle? It makes no sense. We will be lucky to be up and down for the next few years. I think people are blinded by over success. Yeah, no, Tony, there's logic to that. There's a lot of logic to that. I think there's a lot of fans do sort of seem to think that there's a divine right for us to be challenging the top 4, which is bizarre to me. I still see people online saying that. I remember at the start of the season saying that we'll finish 13th and getting vilified for it. A lot of people thought we should be challenging the top 5. And that is bizarre to me. That's not being positive. You're not looking at everything here. Come on. But yeah, no, I completely agree with that. Rads says we can't spend because of FFP. As I've said, Mayor, loans can come within that. There are a lot of loans out there at the minute, complying with FFP 100%, of course. But yeah, we can go out there and get loans, which a lot of other clubs do as well. We will stay up. I think Phil, yeah, 100%. I would probably align with that. I think the Burnley win was huge, mate. I agree. But yeah, I think there's a lot of things that need to be done at the minute. And I believe it or not, guys, I am actually really positive about Leeds United. I'll go to my mates at work. I'll go to my mates at the pub. I'll go to my family, and I am positive about Leeds. Just get sometimes a little bit frustrated with when I want to know where my club's at. Are we ever going to? If my expectation, right, is that Leeds are going to challenge for the top 6, which is what my chairman told me. In my head, that's where I'm at now. I'm thinking, well, okay, Connor thinks we should consolidate for 3 years, but my chairman is telling me that if we stay in the Premier League, we can then go to the top 6 and challenge the top 6. So my expectation is that. That's what I'm thinking. If my expectation is quelled by my chairman, if the realism put on my door is that we're going to be consolidating for another year, this year and next year, that's fine. You lower your expectations. But in my head, we're looking upwards. So that's why I'm looking for a better caliber of player. That's why I'm looking for investment. Do you see what I mean? I feel that's quite logical. Jamie's in here. I don't think we should be in the Prem with no struggle. Just embarrassing the club's transfer policy. They're overestimated our 9th place finish. Yeah, I don't think we should. We should always struggle. Of course we should. We should always struggle. I'm not saying we shouldn't. And I don't think there's a lot of people who are, maybe you guys in the chat, saying that. I'm completely respectful of the Premier League. People come on here all the time and say that I give the plaudits too much to the opposition. But I just find there are a lot of quality teams in this division. As I've said to you guys before, it's the best division in the world, and you can't afford to stand still. And I think if we stand still in this window and continue to have the injury luck we do, you can't just have blind faith. We've got to improve in this window. Anyway, let's get some thoughts in here. Some positivity, everybody. It looks like Rodrigo and Bamford, once again, according to David Anderson at the Mirror, are on their way back for this weekend. We have players fit. Get in. It's going to be interesting to see how we set up. But that is a massive positive. Huge positive. Give me more of those, Leeds United. I want more positives. But yeah, obviously we will have probably one striker and then Max Dean, bless him, 17 years of age. But I don't want to see that Dan James experiment. Just never do that Dan James experiment again. Bless him. I feel sorry for Dan James. He's not a striker. The ball over the top thing that we clearly envisage and his high press, helping Leeds out in that mode, it doesn't work. He's brilliant. I love Dan James. I'm a massive, massive fan of Dan James. A lot of people will turn around and talk about his valuation, but I think the age is at, I think his moldability, if you can say that. And I think him just not playing as a striker and actually in his position over the next 2 or 3 years, he will be very good for Leeds. You guys know, I do prefer him to Jack Harrison, but that's just my personal opinion. But yeah, I do really like Dan James. That experiment never worked, so we need a fully fledged striker up there. So hopefully, if we get two, quote unquote, because I don't think Rodrigo is a striker, but Bamford being back is huge. My only thing, guys, is I hope that we're not just hitting the panic button a little bit because Greenwood's out, and that's not just Greenwood, because our entire striking network is out. I'm hoping we're not rushing them back, because we were told last week that they don't know what the injury with Rodrigo is. So if this information is true with David Anderson at the Mirror, fantastic. I just hope that him and Bamford, by the way, who re-injured himself alongside Joe Gelhardt, and the rumours around that was that, he's re-injured himself. They don't know what's going on with that. Hopefully that's just a mild injury, but it's coming back. But what I don't want is Leeds United to force these players back to appease the fans, for them then to be out for the next 4 months. That's what I don't want. We saw this season, Calvin Phillips was carrying an injury from the Euros. That was blatant. That was obvious. We could see him in the Euros towards the back end of it, that being a thing. And there was a lot of rumours about it this year, and now obviously that's come to the fore that he has been carrying an injury. I'm just praying they're not doing that with the two boys that are coming back. I'm sick of watching West Ham. Ali Al Smith said it's 1 a.m. here. Good man, really appreciate that. Leeds Fun Club of Ethiopia has 4,000 members, the biggest fan base in Africa. Brilliant, Paulos. Absolutely fantastic. Keep up the great work in Ethiopia. If you need any help, just message me in the DMs and I can get you sent out some hoodies or something like that. Make sure you're checking out the merchandise in the section below. But that's great, guys. That's absolutely fantastic. Really happy with that. It's great to see the network spreading and people coming on here from different places, of course. DBG, go check him out on YouTube. Not that you need to check him out on YouTube. Send up some of your subscribers my way, mate. I never understand the Sheffield United comparison. We're going through an injury crisis and 8 points clear of relegation. The Sheffield United comparison is a bit mad. But I do cover Sheffield United, and I kind of understand what people are saying in terms of they had no strikers towards the back end of the season. They're all it was absolutely obliterated in terms of their striking options. Key players were out. Jack O'Connell at the back as well. Sort of similar comparisons there with Liam Cooper on the left hand side. Sander Berger was in and out. A lot like Calvin Phillips as well. But yeah, I mean, Sheffield United were dead and buried. But I sort of get the personnel comparisons in terms of the importance of the personnel. But yeah. Nobody deserves to be in the Prem, but once you are here, you need to act like you deserve to be here, be ambitious and enact a plan. 100%. My favourite coast is Scarborough. Yeah, so that's all great, guys. Gamer Guy Ethan's come in. Connor, do you think Rodrigo will not play because he haven't in 5 weeks? I think my opinion, Bielsa will not play Rodrigo. Yeah, and that's the thing, isn't it? It's bedding them back in. Bamford's not had an under-23s game yet. Rodrigo hasn't either, and that's just my worry with them. I hope I'm wrong, and I hope they're absolutely fantastic. The fit. I hope they're all doing fantastically well. That's what I hope. But yeah, it just seems very, very out the blue that suddenly Bamford and Rodrigo are fit. Hope I'm wrong. Hope they come back fit and firing, and we can get something. Because you look at the team, and the starting 11 might not be too bad against West Ham. It might not be too bad. It's still threadbare. There's still the likelihood that the entire team's going to get injured again. But you know, the likelihood the team looks all right. It looks okay. The starting 11 going into it against West Ham, obviously Rodrigo and Bamford coming back is welcome. But yeah, any news on Nandez spiritual meditation, my man? I would ignore Nandez. I think you know that we said in the 2 videos ago we're not going to mention this guy anymore because I'm sick of hearing about him. I think he's got a court case in Uruguay. He's not going to be going anywhere, to be honest. Connor, have you seen anything of Renato Sanchez? He would be perfect. Yeah, I mean Renato Sanchez, the breaker of lines, in like an embarrassment of riches to his game. I don't think it'll happen though, mate, to be quite honest with you, because I think, you know, if this FFP thing is correct with Leeds, then we're going to be looking at the loan market. So we'll have to wait and see. No problem, mate. No problem. Antonio's still in Kjelda's pocket. And Louis, you're right. I think there's going to be a lot of people impressed by his performance. Obviously, you know, Kjelda, I thought he was brilliant. Really, really good. You know, we've had Cresswell now, we've had Kjelda, we've had Pascal Strouk. They're the younger generation as the sort of back three. Imagine those as a back three going forward. You know, absolutely fantastic. We've seen Cresswell and Kjelda now against Antonio. I actually thought Kjelda did better against Antonio than Llorente did, 100 miles better. So yeah, great to see him, a left-footed centre back as well. But obviously Llorente is going to be out for this one, so it's going to be Robin Koch. Guys, I'm going to stop waffling. I will be back tomorrow with the Rumour Mill. Make sure you're checking it out. I hope you're enjoying it. I'm back normally every morning. I will be streaming tomorrow, hopefully at about 8 a.m. as well. So make sure you're checking out that one. If you're not subscribed, there's over 700 of you in here now. Make sure you're liking the video, please. Just gives me an indication that you're enjoying this content. You know, I don't get any money from it or anything like that. It's just an indication that you're enjoying this stuff. Make sure you subscribe as always, guys. Have a cracker, and I will see you in a bit. Cheers.